It's working great. All right, Tuesday practice. I thought guys, brought good energy. Pretty good focus. Good carryover from what we introduced there last few days, towards the end of last week, and I thought the work was what we needed it to be, and just continuing to push to be cleaner, crisper, trying to push the tempo, in all three phases of what we're trying to do. But I thought we got some really good competitive reps. Still got the good on good work, and I saw some nice speed showing up. You guys look like they bounced back from a couple lower days of physical work. Obviously yesterday being their off day, but we're excited that game week is here, and looking forward to building throughout the course of the week, and obviously preparing everything we can to go be our best come Sunday night. So like what I saw today.
You mentioned that you thought this was maybe the best camp you've been around. Coach Fuller said the same thing. Coach Mabuja said that it was off the field the way you saw the way the guys were being inside the building operating. How does the team get that kind of maturity when you're bringing in all sorts of different pieces from across the country?
I think when you have a common mindset, a common expectation of what we want it to look like, and guys embrace that expectation. It's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get distracted in football, easy to get distracted in life, but you get to make the choice of what you're willing to give for what you say that you want. I thought our walkthroughs, I thought, like you said, just the relationships, the way guys, the way they ate together. It was you felt a purpose, and that's what we're looking to continue to build. But we got the right guys. I say that all the time. We're looking for the right fit for Florida State, and I think we found it. And we're just continuing to build them to allow them to go to be their best.
Would a hurricane alter practice plans? Any plans for this?
Right now, we're tracking that hourly. If we need to adapt and adjust, then we will. But right now, tomorrow's going to be a lighter day, kind of a big mental day for us, and we'll see what that looks like when we get to that point. But right now, not anticipating any major changes.
We asked you about him the other day, Fabian Lovett, just kind of his emergence of getting closer and closer.
We knew with Fabian, it was going to be a process through camp. Fabian's played a lot of really good football. I think he's done a remarkable job. You see the physical shape that he's in. He's stronger than he's ever been. He's moving his feet. Look great. The way that he's been able to change direction. His leadership. He's really taking that to another level. So I'm just excited about what I've seen. Last week was really the first big push for him. He's been working really hard. Obviously conditioning and some of the fundamental work. But I thought last week was the first physical. Good on good work that we really put him in, and he showed improvement, and that's what you want to see from what I know is a great player, and definitely carried that over today. Saw some really good work, and excited to have him rolling here this week.
You mentioned the leadership for him. I know that it's been a thing for a while for him, but just for that to continue to grow, especially with so many young guys on the defensive line. How impactful is he?
Yeah, it's. Fabian's got a great voice on this team, and he's one that he cares about his teammates. He cares about this program, what we're doing. I think he's really pushed himself, even when moments of where it's hard, where it's challenging. You're going through that experience a year ago where he couldn't play in some games, but still trying to make an impact on others. And I think he's even taken another step in his maturity for what he wants to be. And that's where when you have older experience, players that have done it on the field, you want to see that urgency to continue to improve. And I think Fabian's been a great example of that in the way that he's led, and it obviously shows up when he gets out on the field, and even being limited throughout fall camp. He's playing at a very high level.
With a guy like Perkins for LSU, how much do they get him around the course game by game?
He's all over. He's lined up. He's lined up out at in essentially what would be a nickel position in their 4-3. He's been a defensive end. He's lined up as a bugged up inside linebacker. Playing a true middle stack linebacker. He can literally do it all. He's a dynamic player. He's somebody you have to account for. They also have good players around him that you see times where they also utilize him to get protection calls and things like that, and attack opposite. So they know what they're doing. They do a good job with him, and it's his versatility of what he can do as a rusher, but also there in coverage. I mean, you gotta be aware of him.
Ryan Kelly said that Jared First is a game wrecker, and he has to account for him in every situation. Is there a delicate balance between doing what you want to do, being who you are, and having to factor in for a guy like Perkins on that side?
Yeah, I mean, it's every game, it's built around matchups, and we try to put our guys in the best situation to go, showcase all that they can do, and when you're facing teams that value and utilize the versatility of guys' skill set, then you have to be aware of that. But there's sometimes that it's more extreme in what you have to do, and then it kind of limits probably a little bit of the volume of what you're going to try to do. You're going into a game one. I mean, you got to expect it all, and we've been doing things that they've shown. We're doing things that, who knows, maybe they've never shown, but just what if? We're trying to. That's our job as coaches, and utilizing walkthroughs, utilizing those times. This last week, just trying to play every scenario of what could happen, and kind of go from there.
How does an extra day of practice, the game being on Sunday, kind of affect preparation versus the usual Saturday game that you guys have?
Well, for us, it's everybody gets 25 practices, so it's not like we're gaining any advantage, or we've structured it a little bit different just to take this game. We can extend it a day from what normally would have been the case in a normal week. So that allows tomorrow to be a little bit more of a mental day for us. We'll have our Wednesday, and then be able to roll through the end of the week of how we normally get the game prep. So I mean, I like how it kind of unfolds. It's ironically the same structure as what we had last year, because we played the game, and then the game being on a Sunday, we had that same structure going into the LSU game.
Coach Atkins yesterday named off a bunch of guys. We're talking about toughness on the offensive line, and physicality and toughness. Is that stuff that you see in evaluations, or is that something they learn?
I mean, I think it's both. I mean, there is an expectation. If you come here, you're going to be tough. Like, that's, even if maybe you don't enjoy some of those parts of the game, all the time. I mean, we're gonna help develop that. So there's, even in those areas where you're going to see that growth, you're going to see that improvement. There's guys that, they wouldn't be here if I didn't think they had it in them. But you absolutely evaluate that for the toughness, for the desire, for the want to. Sometimes guys, it's sometimes hard to evaluate toughness when guys don't know what they're doing. And I think when you see guys grow in their understanding of what to do, you see that next step in the physicality that they're able to put on display. Will and want to. I mean, that's going to show up in toughness. I mean, toughness is not just the physical. Let me go see how hard I can hit somebody. Toughness is when you don't feel good, when you go through a bad moment, a difficult situation. How do you respond in that situation? That's all of it is factored in, and there is definitely a standard and expectation we have here, and it's the same standard for coaches that we have for our players. So we all have to put that on display.
We're good.
All right, guys.